In 2055, a company offers a service called Time Safari, allowing people to travel back to prehistoric times to hunt dinosaurs. To prevent any historical disruptions, the company enforces strict rules. Clients must stay on an artificial path, only kill dinosaurs that were about to die naturally, and avoid bringing anything back to the present. Today's clients are a middle-aged man and his daughter, guided by Dr. Travis and several company staff. Everyone is outfitted in special suits that monitor their vitals and record the experience. Once they reach the designated spot, Travis instructs them to wait patiently and reminds them that their guns won't fire until his does. Just then, they hear a powerful roar, and the ground trembles under a massive dinosaur's approach. The enormous creature charges toward the group, tearing down trees along the way. The clients are frightened and eager to fire, but Travis keeps them waiting until the dinosaur is close enough. Finally, they shoot together, quickly killing the beast as it sinks into the swamp. Back in the present, the recording of the hunt plays at a company after-party hosted by CEO Charles. However, Travis skips the celebration, staying in his lab to work on Tammy, the machine's AI. Employee Clay, who also works for the Department of Temporal Regulation, a government agency ensuring time travel safety, is soon with him. Charles appears, urging Travis to attend the party and impress their wealthy clients with scientific jargon. The clients also receive souvenirs, their suit and a recording of their adventure. Dr. Sonia crashes the party, dousing guests with red wine while calling it blood and accusing the company of endangering the future. Security drags her away, but Travis follows her outside. Sonia reveals she invented the time travel technology but lost the patent to Charles under a dubious funding deal. She warns Travis about the dangers of Time Safari, yet he remains committed, working for Charles to study the DNA of extinct animals. Since samples can't be taken directly, he remotely scans the DNA, gathering fragments gradually to eventually recreate these species. Though Travis believes hunting animals destined to die anyway doesn't change history, Sonia insists it will lead to chaos and endanger the future. Meanwhile, at the company lab, an employee accidentally drops cartridges of liquid nitrogen, used as bullets for the hunts, and unknowingly loads a leaking one onto Travis's gun. The next day, clients Christian and Ted arrive for a hunting trip, and Charles introduces them to the lab. Travis explains the technology, startling Charles by crediting Sonia with its invention. The clients receive instructions on using the guns, which fire frozen nitrogen bullets designed to dissolve, ensuring nothing is left in the past. They're strictly warned to stay on the path, change nothing, and bring nothing back. After special injections and gearing up, they step into the machine, where they're held still to prevent particle beam errors. Within seconds, they arrive in the past. As they walk down the artificial path, Ted panics at a noise in the bushes and attempts to fire, but the gun remains inactive. The threat turns out to be a butterfly that harmlessly flies away, and the employees scold Ted, reminding him the guns stay off because of such mishaps. When they reach the designated area, the dinosaur appears on cue, but Travis's gun fails to fire, preventing the others' guns from activating as well. Marcus takes Travis's gun to repair it, needing a few moments. To buy time, Travis distracts the dinosaur with a flashlight, leading it down the path while instructing the others to hide. The clients flee as the dinosaur lunges at Travis, who barely evades its jaws. Jenny screams, drawing the dinosaur's attention, but Travis quickly uses his flashlight again, diverting the beast away from her. At that moment, Marcus finishes repairing the gun and tosses it to Travis, who drops the flashlight to catch it. Travis then kills the dinosaur with just a few shots. The flashlight rolls down the path, almost falling off the edge, but Jenny catches it in time. Once they regroup, everyone confirms that all protocols were followed, and they prepare to leave, none of them noticing a muddy footprint on the path. Back in the present, the clients, Ted and Christian, are angry and threaten to sue Charles. Charles, however, smooth-talks them, emphasizing how they survived a real-life dangerous scenario, making them cooler than previous clients. Calmed down, they accept a drink. Outside, a strange wind passes through the city, briefly causing a power outage. After work, Travis goes home and notices it's warmer than usual. The next morning, temperatures continue to rise, and news reports start covering large numbers of dead fish washing up on shores. Scientists report unusually high UV levels, and Travis notices his houseplant has suddenly bloomed. On his way to work, he encounters a crowd staring at a plant that's broken through a wall with unusual strength. Soon after, Travis and the team take new clients back to the past. To their shock, the dinosaur from the previous hunt is still dead, lying exactly where they left it. Suddenly, a volcano in the distance erupts, forcing everyone to run back into the portal. Travis and Jenny barely make it through before the ash cloud reaches them. Once back, they discuss the mishap, assuming Tammy, the machine's AI, missed their entry point by 5 minutes. However, Tammy insists she sent them to the correct coordinates. Clay then announces the facility will close for an investigation and that he will report to the government, ignoring Charles's attempts to sway him. With Tammy shut down, agents flood the lab. Travis is convinced they made an error during the last trip, but Charles dismisses his concerns. Travis leaves in a cab, but his trip is interrupted when a sinkhole suddenly opens in the street. Another car falls in first, and Travis' cab swerves, crashing into cafe tables. Thankfully, everyone nearby manages to get out of the way. Travis, unharmed, examines the hole and finds it caused by fast-growing plants. Later, he visits Sonia's building, where he finds her door overtaken by plants, with other tenants complaining about the invasion. Sonia opens a window, angrily waving a gun to make the crowd leave. Though Travis tries to talk to her, she ignores him. As he leaves, he spots a garden supply delivery service, so he takes her order and pretends to be a delivery worker to get inside. Sonia's apartment is filled with plants, though nothing seems unusual. Sonia soon realizes who he is and says she's been expecting him. She takes him upstairs and points out the window. To Travis' shock, he sees a transparent wave sweeping across the city, which knocks him back down to the lower floor. Sonia calls it a time wave. Just then, they hear screams. Opening the door, they see a neighbor covered in bugs that are now taking over the hallway. Travis and Sonia retreat inside, but bugs swarm in. As bugs begin to crawl up Sonia, she shakes them off while Travis dumps a bag of fertilizer on the floor for her to stand on. Travis then breaks a pipe and sprays water to clear a path through the bugs. The water splashes on the oxygen tanks, causing a spark. They dash out and jump off the building just as the tanks explode, blowing up the entire apartment. They survive the fall, landing on a massive tree that wasn't there before. Looking around, they see the entire city has transformed into a wasteland. Sonia explains that altering the past doesn't change the future instantly. Instead, it unfolds in waves, starting with plants, then animals, and eventually affecting humans last. Changes may be minor, like an extra eye, or drastic, leading to extinction. Determined to fix things, Travis and Sonia go to the company with a plan. They intend to return to the moment Christian and Ted booked the hunt and prevent any mistakes from happening. Initially, Clay refuses their plan, but Charles convinces him, warning that if they don't fix this, Clay will suffer the consequences too. Tammy is reactivated, and Sonia makes every effort to minimize errors before sending Travis back in time alone. However, instead of the dinosaur era, he lands in a desert where a group of Native Americans nearly tramples him while fleeing from the approaching time wave. Travis drops to the ground to dodge the horses and, as the dust settles, quickly returns to the present to warn the others about the wave. But it's too late. The wave reaches the lab, knocking everyone back and destroying most of the equipment, shutting down the power. Thankfully, no one is injured, and they manage to start the backup generator, only to find that plants have overtaken the entire lab. A glance outside shows the same change across the city. Sonia realizes that her machine can't penetrate the time wave, which prevented Travis from reaching the Jurassic period. The wave has created concentric rings around each era, and they are now outside of them. While Sonia works on a modification for Tammy, the team reviews the footage from the last hunt repeatedly, but they can't identify any errors. After hours, Marcus finally finds the issue. They return weighing 1.3 grams more than when they left, indicating someone brought something back. This seems impossible due to the biofilter on the time machine, which should prevent any foreign objects. Charles is forced to admit that he disabled the filter long ago to save on energy costs. Clay protests, but Charles's reaction reveals he's lying about his ignorance. The team scans all equipment, finding nothing, so the object must be on the client's suits. After extensive work, Sonia devises a potential solution. she'll send Travis to a point before the mistake occurred, allowing him to slingshot to the right moment without resistance. This jump will use nearly all his energy, giving him only about 20 seconds to resolve the problem. To avoid wasting time, the team decides to track down the clients first. Sonia warns that plants and animals have evolved differently over millions of years, so they should be cautious of mutated creatures, like evolved dinosaurs. The team sets out in the night, crossing through a park when they hear a noise. A shot is fired, only to reveal a chameleon-like creature that quickly scampers away. Suddenly, they hear a loud roar and move cautiously forward, soon finding massive cobwebs and strange animal tracks. As they proceed, another roar rings out, and suddenly, a vine wraps around Marcus, piercing him with numerous thorns before releasing him. They hear the approaching creature and hurriedly remove the thorns, helping Marcus walk away. Marcus can't feel his legs and realizes the thorns injected him with a toxin. Meanwhile, a vine grabs Lucas' gun, but he manages to pull it free. Moments later, a reptilian baboon lunges at Lucas, dragging him away. Travis chases after them, shooting at the baboon, but the bullets only enrage it. The baboon exposes its vulnerable spot as it attacks again, and Travis takes the shot, finally killing it. However, its cry has drawn the attention of more baboons, and Travis and Lucas hurry back to the group. The team sprints, firing at the pursuing creatures, but there are too many to handle. Marcus, barely able to move, tells the others to leave him behind, volunteering to act as a distraction. As the team escapes, Marcus keeps shooting to hold the baboon's attention. The poison causes him to hallucinate visions of his loved ones, and he dies with a peaceful smile as the baboons surround him. Eventually, the team reaches Ted's building, where they see a father and son sneaking out to search for food at the market. The pair is desperate, but the baboons quickly find and attack them. Travis rushes inside, managing to kill one baboon by targeting its soft spot. He aims for the second one, but it gets frightened and retreats into the shadows. The team enters the apartment building and begins their search, noticing plants and displaced people crammed into every corner. They find Ted arguing with a neighbor about a fire he accidentally started. Ted insists he didn't stray from the designated path during the hunt. They retrieve his suit from the closet, scanning every inch, but find no anomalies, which means they'll have to locate Christian next. Ted tells them Christian's wife kicked him out, and he's now staying in his downtown office. To safely navigate the trip, the team decides to steal a car from the building's garage. On the way, a creature swoops dangerously close, but they manage to evade it and reach Christian's office building. Sonia and Travis head upstairs to find him, while Lucas and Jenny remain outside to guard the car. As they climb, they encounter venomous vines and numerous bodies, evidence that the venom drove people to madness, causing them to turn on each other. Suddenly, an old man appears, attempting to shoot them, but he's out of ammunition and quickly flees. Travis shoots open a door to find Christian, who immediately starts shooting. Sonia and Travis take cover until Christian runs out of bullets, and they cautiously approach, realizing he's infected too. They ask about his suit, but Christian becomes frenzied again, running around the apartment and firing his gun wildly, fatally shooting a neighbor in the hallway. Travis stealthily corners him, and Christian, panicked, takes his own life. Searching the apartment, they finally find the source of the problem. Christian had accidentally stepped on a butterfly, which was stuck to his boot, causing the disastrous changes to the timeline. Travis and Sonia rush back to the parking lot, where Jenny and Lucas are fending off large flying creatures. As they drive away, the creatures give chase, breaking the rear window. Using the gap, Jenny and Lucas fire at the animals, even through the roof. They manage to take down a few, but one creature manages to break through, seizing Lucas and carrying him off to be devoured. The team is losing hope when a time wave sweeps through, sending the car flying directly into the company's front doors. Though shaken, they're unharmed, and they proceed to the lab, now overrun by plants and without power. The floor is flooded, and Charles lies dead in the water. Sonia can't operate Tammy without electricity, but she retrieves its hard drive, revealing she still has access to a portal at her former university lab. Travis searches the lockers for his suit and finds Clay hiding from a group of baboons sleeping on the ceiling. Though initially reluctant to join them, Clay changes his mind and follows. Unfortunately, the baboons wake up and surround him. Meanwhile, the trio enters the subway and starts walking along the flooded tracks, unaware of a creature stalking them. Soon, they find a derailed train and enter it to cross, but the exit is locked. Before they can turn back, the ceiling collapses on the adjacent car, trapping them. As the water level rises, an aquatic creature smashes through a window and snatches Jenny, dragging her away. The car floods quickly, so Sonia and Travis take deep breaths, diving under the water. Travis shatters a window, allowing Sonia to escape while he fights off the creature. Out of bullets, Travis uses his knife to stab the creature in the eye. Just as he attempts to swim free, the creature grabs his legs, pulling him toward its jaws. Fortunately, another collapse from the ceiling crushes the beast, killing it. Travis, unconscious, floats in the water until Sonia rescues him, pulling him to the surface so he can breathe again. As they catch their breath, they're startled when the creature appears again, but it's only the lifeless body floating nearby. They swim out of the station, eventually reaching the university, where the garden is now full of baboons. The two rush inside, locking all doors as the baboons begin climbing up to reach the windows. In the lab, Sonia gets Tammy operational using a backup generator, while the baboons relentlessly pound at the doors. Travis enters the time machine, and Sonia initiates the jump just as the final time wave hits, transforming her into a bizarre creature. The slingshot maneuver works, and Travis is propelled through different years, skillfully avoiding previous waves. He arrives in the crucial moment, where his team is panicking, and catches Jenny's attention to tell her that the biofilter is disabled and that only he should handle the recording. With urgency, Travis sprints and slides down the path to pull Christian back, stopping him right before he steps on the butterfly. Christian yells in confusion as he watches Travis disappear, knowing the timeline has now been corrected. Jenny then instructs Clay to turn on the biofilter and sees the butterfly flutter away unharmed. When they return to the present, Jenny hands Travis the recording and fills him in on everything that transpired. Travis, somewhat disoriented, leaves work to find the city perfectly normal. He heads to Sonia's apartment and gives her the disc, finally equipping her with the evidence to bring down the company once and for all.